Come on, Zach, bring the energy. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Last year, you had names like Chase Brown and Bucky Irving and Devon Achane, Jerry Jeudy, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. These are the guys that broke out and helped you win your fantasy football leagues. Well, in today's video, I'm gonna bring you the breakout names for 2025 so you can target them in your drafts and win some tournaments and some home leagues. Starting off with Rome Odunze. All right, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I'm asking you to have some patience from his rookie season and now have expectations to his second year. Look at me. All right, Ben Johnson is the captain now. This entire offense should look completely different, far better in 2025. New head coach, new staff, new play caller, another year of growth for Caleb Williams. The additions at offensive line, Joe Tooney is there now, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson. Now, here's the thing. The team's going to be better automatically, but we all think about the rushing game for a Ben Johnson-led offense, but a lot of people fail to realize that they've been top of the league in passing yards in previous seasons with Ben Johnson. I mean, they were top 3 in passing yards per game in the last 2 years and top 8 in each year Ben Johnson was a coordinator in Detroit. Now, I know things look crowded in the Chicago Bears offense. I can already imagine the comments that you're typing up right now. What do you mean? There's so many names. It's impossible he breaks out. But look, Odunze is the one guy on this depth chart who I do not question his role. Luther Burden, DJ Moore, these guys are interchangeable playing inside, outside. You know, I'm not going to say which one's better, but the clear best outside wide receiver on this team is Rome Odunze, and it's not really even that close. And by the way, we've consistently seen multiple pass catchers thrive in a Ben Johnson's led offense, right? There's a lot of efficiency through the air. In 2023, for example, both Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Sam Laporta finished top 4 at their positions. Then in 2024, we had Amon-Ra St. Brown finish top 4, Jameson was a top 24 play, and Sam Laporta was still a top 8 fantasy tight end. And by the way, if Rome Odunze does not hit, he would become a historical outlier. There have been 8 wide receivers drafted top 10 in the NFL draft since 2020, not including this year's draft. All right, the only wide receivers in that list who have not hit on a top 24 points per game basis, Rome Odunze, Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 guys who should do that in 2025. All right, how about a rookie here at the running back position, Caleb Johnson? I really think that this is a rookie that is just set up to produce straight away in his offense. Guys, Najee Harris, who's no longer on this team, accounted for over 57% of the Steelers' rushing attempts since he was drafted to this team in 2021. He was top 7 in rushing attempts amongst running backs in every single season. On average, he had 274 rushing attempts per year as a Pittsburgh Steeler, the definition of a workhorse on the ground. And now there's a huge hole on this team. Steelers are top 3 in vacated rushing attempt share. And let's be real for a second. Look at the Steelers depth chart. I mean, who is going to fill those shoes? No disrespect to Jaylen Warren. He's a good player, but you're not going to give him 250, 300 plus touches, are you? Caleb Johnson is the most clear, evident name outside of these 3 that is going to fill the shoes of that main rusher, the first and second down running back. And even better, this offense is built around the run game. Steelers have been top 10 in rushing attempts per game in each of the last 3 seasons. And Caleb Johnson has already shown us at college, at Iowa, that he can handle a large workload. I mean, guys, I don't know if you know much about college football, but Iowa is a team, a college that is, their identity is built around the run game and their defense. They do not have many wide receivers in the NFL or quarterbacks in the NFL. They are much more focused on that just old school, run the ball down your throat and play good defense. So every week at Iowa, these Big Ten defenses knew we had to stop Caleb Johnson. And every week they could not stop Caleb Johnson. He was their entire offense. Over 1,500 receiving yards, 21 rushing touchdowns. He can carry the load in Pittsburgh this year. All right, draft with me every night this offseason on the FastDraft app, where there are over $250,000 in prizes waiting to be won. Getting started is easy. Download the FastDraft app, use the promo code LAND at signup to get your deposit match up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish your first real money contest, I'll send you my 2025 rookie report and season rankings completely free. Check out the link in the pinned comment to start drafting today. How about a quarterback? All right, my favorite target in Superflex formats and my favorite late round target in one quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. Oh boy, I think he's about to break out this year. ideal draft capital last year in a stacked quarterback class. Still got picked top 15. Guys, 62.2% of quarterbacks drafted in round 1 have a hit for fantasy football, a top 12 point per game season. And don't forget, Kevin O'Connell, his offense is extremely quarterback friendly. It is almost impossible to fail with KOC as your play caller. In 2017, he was a quarterback coach for Washington. Kirk Cousins that year, over 4,000 yards, top 7 in the league. In 2021, he was a coordinator for the Rams. Matthew Stafford, one of his best seasons, almost 5,000 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns. From 2022 to 2023, he's a head coach for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins has his most passing yards in Minnesota in 2023 with 4,500. He was in MVP form in 2023 before the injury. And then just last year with KOC, Sam Darnold revives his career in Minnesota, got a bag from the Seahawks. This man is the quarterback whisperer. I mean, he even won games with Joshua Dobbs. And keep in mind, there are unlimited weapons in Minnesota for J.J. McCarthy. Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. It is no surprise to me that J.J. is top 10 in passing touchdown props for the 2024 season. I mean, he was able to sit behind a great offense, great system. He should be ready to break out in 2025. All right, how about a wide receiver going into their second season, Mr. Slick Ricky Pearsall? Now, keep in mind, guys, this man was shot in the chest before his rookie year. So you can't go and look at historical statistical seasons with Ricky Pearsall because, again, the man was shot in the chest. Sorry, I hit the mic. The man was shot in the chest, okay? I know I keep saying that, but you have to know that. It led to a very slow start to his season. However, in year 2, there will be no Deebo Samuel, so there should be newfound opportunities. And if Ayuk starts the season on the PUP list, Pearsall could have an instant impact in this offense. He had 5 games last year, by the way, where he showed incredible flashes, including finishing the season in week 17 with 29 PPR points and in week 18 with almost 19 PPR points. And by the way, in games where he averaged over 70% of the snaps, which is what I anticipate for him in 2025, he averaged over 12 points per game. So he should be a legitimate, flexible name like Jameson Williams, Jordan Addison. The expectations you have for those names, you can have for Ricky Pearsall in 2025. And we know he's going to have a good quarterback play. Brock Purdy just signed a 5-year deal. You love to see that. He's on an offense that has been elite in recent years. They stumbled last year in 2024, but they didn't have a healthy CMC, so keep that in mind. But in 23 and 2022, they were top 6 in offensive points per game. Pearsall could be the next great breakout for the San Francisco 49ers. All right, how about a running back, Mr. Trey Benson? I love me some Trey Benson. I talk about him a lot on our channels. I do think he is going to be in a position to break out this year. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. Yes, James Conner is a very good running back. And yes, he just got extended. However, this coaching staff, from the very top to the bottom, has talked about how they view James Conner and Trey Benson not as 1 and 2, but as a true duo, 1A, 1B. Have a listen to the coach himself.
I really see us, if he takes a necessary jump from year 1 to year 2, I think we've got 2 starting backs. You know, that's how I kind of view those guys. And you see certain teams out there that have like 2 1s, I would say. I think we should have 2 1s next year.
And it's been very common in the fantasy community to say that Trey Benson was bad last year. Someone might be commenting that right now, but that just can't be any further from the truth. He was disappointing for fantasy football. Yes, he was. But that's because of a lack of opportunities, not because of his play. Guys, from week 3 onwards, he gets his footing in the NFL. There were 70 running backs in that span who had at least 40 rushing attempts. And he ranked 5th in yards per attempt, 6th in yards after contact per attempt, 7th in elusive rating, and top 24 in yards per route run. In that span, Trey Benson had a higher fantasy points per touch than J.K. Dobbins, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, Swift, Stevenson, Pollard, CMC, and Jonathan Taylor. So yes, he was disappointing for fantasy football, but man, he feels like a sleeping giant for 2025. Do not be surprised if he ends the year as the guy in Arizona. All right, look, I love betting on some of these breakouts in the tournaments that I'm in right now. With my last pick in FastDraft's Flex 4 tourney, I'm always betting on a breakout. FastDraft Flex 4 is very simple, by the way. You draft 6 players, no positional limitations. The top 4 get entered into your lineup every week. $50,000 prize pool. Here's an example from a recent draft where I took Caleb Johnson in the 5th round to spice things up. Again, I think there could be a breakout there, so I want some exposure. The earlier you draft in the Flex 4 tourney, the better you can expose the ADP. So download the FastDraft app, use a promo code LAND, we will match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free entries on us. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and my 2025 cheat sheet completely free. I appreciate you watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Nothing but love. If you're thinking about supporting us in this economy, that's big love, and you deserve love in return. So for every yearly Mother Flocker member who uses the promo code LAND, we're giving out a free team playbook, our 2025 rookie report, access to all premium tools, free site vouchers, and of course, a huge thank you from the LAND crew. You're far too kind. That's love.